Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is Tyrone back with Tech Life. And in this video, I wanted to share with you guys that a new firmware software update is being sent to the T-Mobile home internet router. So another great report by the T-Mobile report. I will leave this article in the description down below so you guys could check it out in its entirety. But the title states firmware MR4 rolling out to T-Mobile 5G home internet, fixes poor 5G signal and VPN issues. Now, fixes for poor 5G signal, that's a bit of a generalized statement, so I want to add some more context to that. So it doesn't necessarily give you a better signal with this software update. What this software update is going to allow the router to do, which in some cases may backfire, if you are connected to a 5G signal that's weak, maybe it's 1 bar, maybe you're literally at the edge of the cell site, if the LTE signal is stronger, the router now has the capability with this software update to drop down to that LTE connection. That's essentially what that means, fixes poor 5G signal. So if you have a weaker 5G signal, the router is now going to be smart enough, so to speak, with this update to push you onto an LTE connection that may be stronger. It just seems it's really just about the strength of the connectivity. I don't think it has to do with the bandwidth or the speed. I don't think it can differentiate in that way. I don't know if it's going to be smart enough to know, hey, this LTE connection is faster, let me move you to that connection. I don't know if it's going to be based on that, but it just seems it's going to be based on the strength of the connectivity in your area, depending on which is stronger. There's still that issue that for whatever reason, the router just latches on to band 12 and it just keeps you there, even though you have a N41 NSA signal that can give you 200 megabits a second, it'll just latch you on to band 12. That has been the biggest severe issue that router has. That's been reported to me, several emails. I've dealt with it early on. It seemed to have stabilized now after the most latest firmware update. I have not received this firmware update. Apparently it was sent out at midnight starting August 9th. And through the rest of this month, they'll work their way through all the other routers across the nation and get them updated. But just very interesting. Good to see. T-Mobile will have to keep up with this. That is something, just briefly, that is something that they didn't do with T-Vision. Now that I'm monitoring YouTube TV, I get an update for bugs and fixes almost weekly. With T-Vision, I got an update once, and then I got one like 2 months later. That let me know that they weren't really big on TV, that they weren't going to stay in it. YouTube TV, there's constant updates, there's constant bug fixes, and you can notice that it gets better, it's more smoother, it's just a better experience after those updates. And I think that's what T-Mobile would have needed to do to keep T-Vision running at its peak performance. And with this internet, they'll have to consistently update it. If there's bugs, if there's fixes that need to be made, they need to update it to keep it running at its peak best performance. So again, the industry, just to kind of throw this in at the end of the video for you guys that watched until the end of the videos, the industry is competitive right now. Everybody's trying to take a piece of somebody's money, switching, porting, phone deals, whatever. People are looking, people are shopping. There's some money in the economy still, the stimulus checks. There's some states apparently that are getting more stimulus checks because there's money left over. So the carriers are fighting and competing for their customer. So in a previous video, I told you guys that in the fall, which is I guess you could say it's a generalized statement, because the fall is pretty big, but it's going to get competitive nonetheless. It's going to get very competitive. We just saw Verizon launch another streaming service. Whether you like that or not, that's on you. they launched it. You know, I personally think there's some other things that they could have done that would have been more impactful. But hey, you know, you go to Verizon, you get a 5G phone. Hey, guess what? You get AMC Plus free for 12 months. Why not? You know, if I'm being told that perhaps Verizon may not be even paying for that trial because they're giving access to that AMC Plus to so many customers on their base, they may be offering it for free on their end as well. So it's going to get very interesting. All I can say right now is hang tight. There's going to be some big announcements coming. One, I can tell you guys, I can't say what it is, but AT&T is coming with something big. I heard about it yesterday. There's more updates coming out today. They're coming out with something big. Stanky's not playing around. So we'll see how the industry evolves. Q3 going into Q4. I think it'll be a bloodbath. I think they're going to start competing left and right. T-Mobile right now is doing the I don't know if it's the Fold 3 or the Zip 3, maybe the Flip 3 or the Fold 3, maybe both. But if you switch to T-Mobile, you get the Magenta Max, you get the phone for free. So that's ultra aggressive too. So there's a lot going on in the industry right now. AT&T is going to have a mic drop moment very, very soon. It's going to be big. And we'll see what happens. We'll definitely see what happens. So stay tuned to the channel. I got lots more updates coming. Again, we got a new firmware update coming out to the routers for T-Mobile's home internet. I think that space is competitive too. I think I know there are some areas where there's not enough options or they may be underserved. And I think that's what T-Mobile is taking advantage of. But we'll definitely see what happens in the future. Thanks again for watching. This is Tyrone with Tech Life, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.